Hey everybody, this is QiWiz, and I'm just updating my video on the Little Buck saw, which you see here, which is my favorite gear thing that I make after my trowels. Just love this thing. You're just not going to find a lighter 15-inch saw or anything close to it made by anybody else. This saw is less than 4 ounces, believe it or not, with a 15-inch blade. Let's talk about the materials. The blade is probably the most important part of a saw. This is a European steel blade. I took a long time to find the blade that I liked for this saw because I really wanted the best quality blade. And in the end, I have to buy 30-inch blades that I cut in half and create a titanium pin and slot attachment for this end of the saw. The vertical tubes are aluminum. The ones on the vertical side are more robust. This is a thinner tube because it just is a spreader bar. And then you have a tightening windlass, which is secured with a lightweight stick that I ship with the saw, but you can use any stick that you find on trail. That'll work just fine. The windlass cord itself is Spectra, which is nice because it doesn't stretch. So once you've tightened it up, it pretty much stays tight as long as you're using it to cut. Each tube has a Luca tape and zip tie stop so that this top windlass piece cannot slip. And similarly, there's a figure of 8 knot which keeps these from slipping. You can't see it, you'll see it in a bit, but there's a little rubber nub on the vertical tubes that this horizontal tube slips on. So let's take a look at how it disassembles. Really very easy. Just untighten the windlass, slip the Spectra cords off, the horizontal tube out, the blade off, and now the saw is disassembled. I ship it with the Tyvek pouch, which is lined with a fiberglass mesh to keep it from being torn up by the blade. So you stick the blade in, and then basically the tubes. Pretty straightforward. Add the tightening tube if you decide to bring that. Then the pouch basically rolls up and has a Velcro closure. So there it is, ready to go in your pack. I usually keep mine in a side pocket. Let's see how it assembles. The easiest assembly is on a flat surface, so typically on trail, that's the ground. I just set the tubes out, kind of orient them the way that they need to be. And then the blade, again, has a titanium pin at one end that goes in a slot. Don't know how easy it is to see that, but once you have the saw in hand, you'll find that that's easy to do. Put that end in, slip the other tube over the rings, slip the horizontal tube over the little rubber nubbins. If something slips away, you can just tuck it back in. And then you have to put the windlass over the tops of the tubes. Pretty easy to do. I find I can do this with gloves on without too much trouble. And then you just have to tighten it up. 2 or 3 turns is usually enough. And then the saw is rigid, ready to go. And there you have it. So less than 4 ounces, 15-inch blade, can easily cut through things that are 2, 3, 4 inches for a winter campfire where that's allowed, or to do some trail maintenance clearing of things that aren't gigantic. You're not going to take a saw in your backpack unless you really enjoy carrying the weight, but I find that this saw with 4-ounce weight is just perfect for backpacking. The Tyvek pouch just adds another 1/2 ounce, so the entire kit would be 4.5 ounces, which is really pretty impressive if you ask me. So I hope you have a good time on trail this year. This is QiWiz signing out, saying happy trails to you.